Hello everyone, thank you for watching the Cold Hard Ugly Truth TV Rebooted. And this is my son, Steven.
Good evening, everybody.
Steven.
Yes, sir.
I have a question for you.
Sure, go ahead.
Because of what you major in, what do you think of a cheating spouse, infidelity? What are your thoughts, your takes on that?
Wow. To process all that information, but then again, not to really process it at all. Any topic that involves infidelity, it can actually be one of the most devastating things an individual can actually end up going through, whether it be in a relationship, a marriage. I mean, children often get affected by this, especially if the parents end up having to split up because of what happened, and then the children being taken from one parent's house to the other, or having to go visit them between states, countries, you name it. It leads to quite a bit of discord if it hadn't been handled properly, so to speak.
So, my thing is, not everyone is strong. So you walked in, hypothetically speaking,
right,
and say you caught your wife in bed with another man. How would you react?
Well,
first, think about jail.
Yes, I know that.
Before you answer. All right.
Okay, well, the first thoughts that would actually be going through anybody's mind. I mean, I can only speak for myself, but I'm sure there's other people that can pretty much chime in on this as well. I mean, the first thoughts that would come to your mind would be hurt, anger, devastation, loss of trust. I mean, it can be a barrage of things coming at you. And I mean, basically, when you're actually confronted with a situation such as the infidelity that you're smack right in front of, so to speak, wow, that is what you call a potential trigger, so to speak. Now, the trigger, there's a certain phases that can actually take place. There's a trigger, which would be witnessing your significant other actually sleeping with somebody else in your all's bed.
Oosh.
Then there's the thought process. The thoughts of, how could this person have done this to me? I am so hurt, broken, angered, devastated. Then there's the emotions that start getting boiling up as a result. Steam coming out the ears, so to speak.
Woo.
And then there's the action, or called the reaction, where the person might want to end up fighting either their spouse or fighting the person that their spouse is sleeping with.
That's something you don't want to do.
Or, God forbid, picking up either a knife, a firearm, or any weapon that can inflict serious bodily harm or imminent death. And regrettably, the person who ends up taking that horrible course of action either ends up going to jail for a very long time or prison. And if there's children involved,
they suffer.
The children end up suffering as a result.
Well, I want your opinion, because the reason why I want your opinion, there's lots of people out there that are going through this right now. It's been a nightmare. Friends are going with friends' husbands, friends' wives. You came to my house and you befriended me in order to sleep with my woman, in order to sleep with my man. That is a tough situation.
It's very.
But what I said to people, don't confront the situation.
Yes. Now, back on that part, the last thing anybody wants to do, and I have to say this for everybody, and please, people, take this for what it's worth, and I can't stress this enough. Please don't ever do anything that you're going to regret.
No, not at all.
So before you actually...
Doesn't worth it.
Before you do anything like that, the first thing you want to do is take a step back. That's one.
Take pictures.
Take it.
Take pictures.
Yes, that too. And 2, take a deep breath and recollect. Don't react, just respond. And when I mean by respond, I'm referring to what you're saying about take the pictures, compile the evidence needed in the event that you have to take this person to court so you can actually divorce them.
Or divorce her.
Or divorce her. I said divorce them. I mean, either him or her or whoever you're involved with, so to speak. So it can happen to anybody. So infidelity does not discriminate whatsoever. But the point we're actually trying to make is that, yes, if you're actually engaged or married to this person, then this is when you want to actually settle things in court, make sure you get all the evidence together, find yourself a good attorney, and also in lieu of getting a good attorney, find yourself a good counselor or a therapist, or get yourself involved in a support group for those whose marriages or relationships has been destroyed as a result of infidelity to actually help you to cope. Because if you don't have those lines of support, it's going to be hard for you to actually navigate through this rough and harrowing time that you're going through.
No confrontation.
Yes.
No guns, no knives.
No weapons.
No nothing. Because you have your life ahead of you. As for me, I would tell you it doesn't worth it. And the reason why I'm telling you it doesn't worth it, it is their body. They can do whatever they want with their body. It is not your body. Trust me, they're not really cheating on you. They're cheating on themselves, and they're thinking that they're getting over on you. No, they're not.
Exactly. But
they're messing themselves up.
But if the person who is actually victimized as a result of the infidelity or has been harmed, and if they decide to just lash out, not only do they get themselves in trouble, but that person ends up dishonoring themselves by lashing out and reacting the way they do. And
second thoughts, it's kind of hard when you're laying with this person in your bed and to see him or her with someone else in the bed. It's kind of tough. So you have to really prepare yourself.
Absolutely.
Prepare yourself. I hate to say this, but if as a woman or man and you have doubts, put a hidden camera in the bedroom. Like the sister did. Absolutely. To make sure that everything is going smooth. So this way, when you see that, you can prepare yourself to say, I'm not going to tell him that I have, him or her that I have a hidden camera in the bedroom, but I'm going to prepare myself
Absolutely.
And get the hell out of Dodge.
Well, if anything, when it comes to cases like that, or circumstances, or anything else, you've got to play it smart.
Yes.
You got to think like several steps ahead, because if you don't think several steps ahead, you're going to get yourself caught in a really nasty trap. One you may not be able to recover from.
And then when you have children, someone else is raising your child or children, that's another tough situation.
Oh, that will just make things even worse.
So, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Steven?
Well, I guess that's basically our 2 cents based on the recovering from infidelity, the things that can actually happen, the thought processes, and what have you, and how we can actually move forward. So, thank you all again for watching the Cold Hard Ugly Truth TV Rebooted. And Mom, thank you for bringing me in.
Well, that's what you major in. So, yes, your input is very, very important. And, Stephen?
Yes, sir.
You're a very loyal son.
Thank you.
Very respectful. And any woman you marry, she better worth it. If not, walk.
Oh, believe me, I know. Trust me.
Too many things are going on, and they brag about it. One of the places where they brag about they have a boyfriend or they have the husband, and they call it, what this one told us that time?
Oh my God.
You remember what you said?
Don't get me started. She says, you got to have a little something on the side.
A little something on the side. And she's got children. So I'm not into a little something on the side, and I don't raise my kids to have a little something on the side. I have 4 kids. He's the last one.
And the funny
thing, do it.
Speaking of that, when somebody's talking about they have a little something on the side, and let alone they have children, I mean, and if their children were to actually find out about their parents' actually behavior, I mean, How are they going to? How's their parents going to explain that to
The
them?
children is going to be just like her or just like him.
Yes, and as far as that goes, it becomes a vicious cycle that repeats itself over and over again.
Hallelujah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we have for you tonight. My son and I telling you all that you can do to ease yourself out of this pain. I call it pain. It's not everyone that is tough enough to handle that sort of situation because some people love hard.
Oh, yes. Yes, and sometimes when people love too hard, they can easily get hurt.
Easily.
Especially if they're the ones who actually invested a lot into the relationship, while the other party only invested a partial amount into the relationship. But, of course, they say this that, well, not say, but the truth is, when it comes to infidelity, it's wrong. I mean, there's reasons why they say it happened, but there's reasons why. But however, it should never happen under any circumstances whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you have a problem with your partner,
talk about it.
Yes.
If the sex is not good, tell the man how he can make it better.
Or tell the woman how they can make it better too.
Yeah.
Vice versa. I mean,
don't put him down. Don't put her down.
Open communications is key. Because if you don't talk to your partner,
how is he going to know?
How do you expect to get anything solved? Because the thing is, when you're just running to another person to just go get your gratifications met, that's not going to help the situation. That's just going to make it worse. And sooner or later, it's going to catch up with you.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what they say? What goes around comes around. And it could come back onto you if you're the one doing this.
Just like that.
So hopefully for those who are actually watching this, who were guilty of actually committing these acts, I hope that you will actually take the time to reevaluate and reassess your ways and stop what you're doing and to become better individuals and leave this past behind.
I pray that the person or people that are doing that, hurting their spouse, I pray that they stop this and live a decent life, especially if they have children. And learn to speak to your spouse respectfully.
Yes, you don't want to berate your spouse or your significant other or your partner. That's one of the worst things you can do. You don't do that. You talk to them like an adult. Treat them with the same dignity and respect that you would like to be treated with in return.
Once again, thank you for watching the
Cold Hard Ugly Truth TV rebooted.
Please
subscribe and leave your comments below. And don't forget to check out our Patreon page. And if you want to become one of our patrons, please feel free to sign up. And you'll get some of our artwork and you'll get access to our exclusive content. And I mean exclusive stuff that you'll see in real live cases that some things we can't really put up on YouTube. So if you want the good stuff, stop by our Patreon page. And you can also check out our Facebook page. You can also check out our Patreon page as well. And if you also want to make a donation, feel free to actually click on the PayPal tab down below. And we can go from there. Anyways, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a wonderful and blessed night. And peace out.
Adios, everybody. Thank you for watching.